We have a nice rutted, nice muddy hill behind me. Knowing that I'm on a 500-pound bike and I've got street knobbies on the back, momentum is the only way to get up this hill.
Hey guys, how you doing? It's Chris Johnson here, Traffic Bulldog, and I'm with my good friend Brett Tkacs today. What we have here is a very steep incline on a wet day. As you can see, this stuff here is not too bad, but as you get to this part, it's very silty, very loose. I'm not sure what line Brett's going to go for here, but either way he goes, it's going to be a tough one. Traction is going to be key. I don't know how he's going to get traction once he gets over that lip. He's going to have to just go for this. Here he comes. Amazing.
So as I approached the hill at the bottom, I had to have as much thrust as possible. I stayed in second gear, not first gear. Second gear gives me more traction. There's less wheel spin. When I got to the top, I was able to maintain that. Now when I switched down to first gear, I made a run at first gear. When I got to the top, the back got squirrely. Started digging in, lost traction, had to do a couple of dabs. Went back through in second gear again, cleared it very, very nicely. Now the idea here, when I look at it, is I'm looking for the clean track. I don't care if there's a ramp or a little bit of a jump there. I need momentum to get over the top. Then I can assess the rest of the corner. This is all about feathering the clutch as we hit to the top, making sure you have full commitment at the bottom, and staying up forward on the bike. If you're on a hill like this and you get kicked back and you whiskey throttle or you lose control, it's all over. I've got to be up and forward. Fun hill, a lot of fun. Let's go and let the other riders give it a shot and see how they all go. Perfect. Let's go talk about this hill. Come on down here.
You want me to do that?
We don't have any mics on today. This is kind of an impromptu lesson. And so we want to make sure we're picking up on the mic here. When we're looking at this, Chris, what I was commenting on as you came up is once you stopped in this spot here where we're standing and those other bikes stopped, you guys started spinning to get loose, right? The last bike did, and then you did it. Your target isn't the top edge of the hill. Your target's what's beyond the hill. You no longer have any thrust here.
Correct.
You got no way to get up. You can try to get up high right, but you've got the bank to deal with. That's no good. But if you come up a little bit to the right and then cut back left, what you can do is instead of going for the low ground, go for the hard ground.
Oh, right on.
All right, so as we get up in here and try high gear, second gear,
third. 250.
Third is good too, right? Not first.
No,
all right.
no, just
Okay. So when we get up under here, we have a little more thrust. We've got more go. And once you get into this, you can downshift, but don't downshift so much that we're spinning.
Right.
So that's why I'm looking here is just you're running straight up, which is great. You've got the momentum. That last run that I saw looked really good. I mean, that was a sharp run. But once you get up into here, come on, everybody. Let's go over here.
This is so fun. Oh my goodness me. Look at this stuff.
All right, so as I mentioned all you guys, this this is loose. Right? This is no traction.
Let's go into the beach.
Yeah, this is going to the beach.
I just want to drink with a little topper on this one.
Yeah, now think about it, Chris. If we come up off of there and you're banking from the right back over to the left, that puts you on an angle to get up on this high ridge.
Right.
We've got traction out here.
We do.
So if you can try to get up on this ridge, there's nothing right here behind us.
Right.
But there's traction here.
Right.
From here, you can ride the edge. Right? Remember, as we chew this up, guys, this is really important to pay attention. Any trail that gets chewed up, everything's going to settle to the bottom. So if you're always going to the bottom of the V or down into the rut, you're not going to have good traction. You're never going to find really good traction at the bottom of the rut. Stay high. Always stay high if you have the option, because if you go low, you're stuck low. If you go high and we slide in, then we can slide into the rut, and then we're where we started to begin with. So always give yourself options, right? Start with the high option. If it's a bad option, you can always drop down. Right. But if you're low and it's a bad option, you can't get back out.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Yep.
So start at the high, you may get lucky. If you don't get lucky, at least you can drop back into an area where you are going to be safe, or you're going to stop. Alright guys, here we go. Chris Johnson, Traffic Bulldog here, out with my good friend Mr. Tkacs over there. And we just give Mike a bit of instruction how to get up this incredibly steep loose hill. And this is literally the second or third time Mike's been on a dirt bike in his life. So this is going to be interesting.
You can hear him revving. That's him trying to get his
courage. He's getting his courage. Come on, son. Give it some commitment. He's committed. He's committed.
Are you kidding me? That is the third time this guy's been on a dirt bike. You've got to be kidding me. Woo! Holy cow!
I think it's because he's a Marine.
Yeah,
there you go.
Just said, Marine, come here. And you went, sir, yes, sir.
All right, now I got to ask you right now. You've got yourself an adventure bike, now you're on a dirt bike. How do you feel right now?
Woo! On top of the world, baby!
that was incredible.
Phenomenal.
That was incredible.
Yeah, we told him, you got to commit. You got to commit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear that throttle coming wide open. I'm like,
He's committing.
we've committed. You know, I'm like, okay, either he's going up the hill, or he's going to the morgue, or he might end up being an astronaut. You know, one or the other.
That was definitely
happen.
That was definitely a hold my beer moment. That was impressive.
Oh,
but I tell you what, arms relaxed. I kept my weight forward a little bit, and I just over that first space. I tried to get over here, and I almost made it about 10 feet from the top, but not bad for my third time ever on a dirt bike.
All right,
and the first time on anything serious.
Anything like this.
So you know what's neat about this? Here's what's neat about this right now. All right, third time on a dirt bike. All right, listening to the instruction, committed, stuck to the basics. All right, that was super cool. I watched you commit with the arms and the body position, and now we get one more hour to ride, and he's going to go teach a bunch of people how to get legal on a motorcycle in a parking lot.
Not here. Not here.
Well,
good job, man. Good job.
So here's the interesting thing that, and I'm glad you guys are still hanging out. Thanks for doing that. But what I find really interesting is I've seen comments about my instruction, and they always go, well, you know, Brett does, it's really good, but it's always basic stuff. And he never does anything advanced. And I think the problem is, if you think there's a different technique for advanced than basic, that's the real issue. Because the difference between basic and advanced is the proficiency level of those basic skills. What he did as a brand new rider, he can only have the basics. He doesn't have the experience. He doesn't have any fancy technique. There are no big secrets, guys.
No.
Reading the terrain, knowing how to use your throttle, knowing where to look, knowing how to be positioned on the bike properly, that's how you become an expert rider. That's how in 2 days I turned people from non-riders to doing things like sliding their bikes and doing things they never thought they'd be able to do.
And you know, it's interesting as you say that. When I teach on the racetrack, you know, one of the things is that there isn't a much difference between the super fast guys and the slow guys as in technique, right? There's just more experience, more comfort level.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Proficiency.
And one of the things, you know, so they commit a little bit more. When you're faster, because you've committed, you know the bike can do it.
Yeah, you
right?
committed.
You did, right? And then
that was commitment.
and you know, and the other thing,
something festive's about to happen.
it was, wasn't it? I was like, ooh.
Yeah, no matter how that turned out, it was going to be good video.
It was. And so the last point here, really, the last point is that even if he's new, you know what I mean, the difference between you and him at this point is you're going to get up the top here, right, and go, and not be tired. Whereas he will be sweating. You know what I mean? Big time if he did this again and again and again.
I'm guessing he's got a little adrenaline flowing.
Hell yeah.
And that's where, again, that's the difference between, you know, a novice and an expert. It's not necessarily the techniques, it's that you're so much more comfortable, you can correct earlier, you don't get as tired. You know what I mean?
It's not advanced technique, it's more knowledge, it's more proficiency.
That's what it is.
And that's the idea. So with that said, we've only got another hour to ride out here, and of course it's a beautiful rainy day here in Washington, which we get so seldom. That was sarcasm if you didn't pick up on it.
Is it raining?
Yeah. I think the clouds are sweating.
Right.
It's so hot here, the clouds are sweating.
I love it. I love it.
Thanks for subscribing to my channel. Make sure you leave some comments in each of the videos. Those comments help my channel grow. I'm 100% supported by Patreon. If you haven't already joined in, please consider that. Every single dollar helps. You just go to patreon.com/Brett Tkacs and you'll find my page. I'd appreciate it if you did that. If you're interested in doing in-person training with me, you can go to bretttkacs.com/training and you'll find that schedule. That includes everything from the North American classes I do, which are full for 2021, to the classes I just opened up down in South Africa, which are still open. Those are in May 2021. It does include the International Motorcycle Show. When that comes up, those dates will be posted. The New Zealand Shiny Side Up series, which just concluded. And also there's a US dealership, A&S BMW, which is doing a presentation this Saturday on the 20th. I'll put that in the show notes. So if you want to join that, you'll be able to sign in and join with that. Thank you for your support. Thanks for leaving comments. Make sure you always smile while you ride, because attitude matters.